logically, if you read this code, pseudocode, you can understand, okay, what we have written here. Okay, comparing that, checking that a student's mark is greater than or equal to 50 means you print something. If it is less than 50 means you are saying that print some other thing. Okay, so what is the advantage of pseudocode? It is helpful for the programmer, to understand that, before, technically, if you write if and then condition and then is assigning variable everything, we will rewrite a algorithm many times, right? When you write a bigger code, so we always rewrite. So before going technically, then we are writing with some English, whatever we are using in a everyday life. So we have to use that word and then writing detail, kind of, detailed description or whatever. So it is helpful for programmers to understand easily. Then when they look at that code, okay, when you write an algorithm, imagine you are writing 100 lines of algorithm or whatever. See, what you do, step one, and then here, imagine, this is, I have written pseudocode for convert Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. So before reading that pseudocode, you have just taken the document, which is explained that as an algorithm format. So how you algorithm write it is step one. X equal to input, then you are getting some data. Then y input get that number. So you don't understand what it does mean, right? So if one is pressed, so pseudocode you are writing this. So algorithm you shouldn't write this kind of we are writing in a hash sign, that which means this is the command line, right? We have seen that command line means the compiler or interpreter, it won't consider this line, it will skip and then go to here. So algorithm also, we don't write it this. So immediately when writing algorithm, step 3 is if condition, and then step 4 is C equal to, you have written some different calculation. So as a new programmer, for me, I don't understand what is this calculation. So I have written the pseudocode. I have written okay, do the conversion of Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, why we are writing algorithms? So the main thing is easy to understand the code. Okay, so here nothing much in a pseudocode. But maybe in some point of view, they will ask you to write a pseudocode for converting to find out the sum of natural number, or find calculate that prime number. These kind of thing they will ask you for only grade 11 level. Okay, when you move on to grade 12, pseudocode, you don't use that pseudocode, but try to understand what is the meaning of pseudocode, how to write a pseudocode. Okay, so here I have written that convert Fahrenheit to Celsius or from Celsius to Fahrenheit. How to write a pseudocode? First, I'm getting a value. Okay, what value I'm getting? Input. Press 1 to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, or press to convert. Okay, which means when you run the code, it will ask you to enter. Okay. See, if I run this code here, it will ask enter number, right? So, okay. Imagine I'm running this Python code for this. So what it will do, it will ask to enter either number 1 or 2. So if you press number, okay, then next step, input get the number. So get the number means the value of Celsius or whatever. Okay, when I run that code, I see it is asking enter the number. Okay, imagine this is code for conversion between Celsius to Fahrenheit or whatever. If I enter press 1, what will happen? it will calculate this one. So this conversion, if one is pressed, we are doing some calculation for convert Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. Maybe if I enter 2 here, then what will happen in the actual code? It will skip that first condition. It will skip this condition. Yeah, if 2 is pressed, we will do some other calculation. What is the calculation? Conversion of Celsius to Fahrenheit. I have written this. Okay, then display output. Else maybe intentionally I am pressing 3. Right, if I press 3, it won't calculate this condition, and then it won't calculate this condition as well. It will display some message, enter either 1 or 2, then program will be finished. Okay, then you have to run again. When you enter, you have to pass that write data. Okay, write data means, so what they are asking, you have to enter either 1 or 2. Okay, when we write a Python program, you will understand. So the here pseudocode I have written in detailed way, right? So get input and then within bracket, there is a no syntax. So if you are writing actual Python code, you have to use with parenthesis something. Here press 1 to convert from as speaking however we speak, the same way I have written here. Input get the number. Get the number means either 1 or 2. If 1 is pressed, I am calculating this and then printing that value. If 2 is pressed, and then so as I told you before, this condition will be ignored, and then whenever I press 2, so this process will be executed. So what is a process? It is converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So what we get? Fahrenheit. So display that output. So Python we don't use display, then print. So printf. Okay, so the informally we are using this display output. We want to display on the screen. Okay, so then there is an option either 1 or 2. Some naughty crazy testing or something, we will enter 100 or 200, whenever you write a program. How I do that, I don't test right away. I test the program in a monkey testing. So monkey testing means as per this code, we have to enter value either 1 or 2. I always go reversely. So I press 8 or 9 or 10, and then I will check whether how this code is behaving for that. Our logic is you have to enter either 1 or 2. Okay, so which is when the person would say, okay, this program is efficient or good or something. So you have to test with real data, and then invalid data as well. So here, as per this code is finding factorial. So if I okay, let me run this. What I am saying is, here they are asking integer input, which means I have to enter only integer number without any fractional point. Okay, whenever you write code, you sometimes you as a student you don't need it. When in a work environment, you always test with invalid data. So you have to write like that and then test it. Sometimes in your code will be you have written invalid code, it will accept this value. So which means here declaration or somewhere you have done mistake. So always it is a good practice, whenever you test that program, you have to try with the invalid data as well. So when it is throw that error, right error. Okay, because invalid literal of integer. So because we declared n is a integer value. So see, using this code, if you don't use this condition, what will happen? Okay, suppose you are not using this. When you run this code, what will happen? Either 1 or 2. If you press 1, then it will execute this. If you press 2, it will execute this. Purposely, if you are entering 3, and then what will happen? Sometimes it will throw error, sometimes it will stay there, depending upon code. The runtime will waiting stage. Then you have to intentionally terminate that program. So so you have to check, and then whatever the possibility, whenever you run that code, you have to give all the condition, either 1 or 2, calculating this. If you and the user enter invalid code, you have to show, display some other nice message or whatever. So that is why I have written here, this condition fails, then what happened? Okay, this condition fails, I have to pass a display message here, print, as per a syntax, print, enter either 1 or 2, then terminate that program. So this is how you gonna write pseudo code. So algorithm, you know how to write it, right? So first, start one, first step, start, and then second step, you are getting input in y equal to within bracket or whatever, input 1 or 2. Then you are calculating if if n equal to 1, then do something, for example, okay, y equal to 1. Here we can use, if you are, when you are writing up algorithm, if y equal to 1, then you are calculating this, and then print c. Okay, so else condition, if n equal to 2, you have to use that proper way. If y equal to 2, then do this condition. Do this condition means you don't need to write this command statement. What is the process? F equal to whatever the calculation expression, then print f, then else you just simply print enter either sorry, you shouldn't write either or whatever, enter 1 or 2. That's it. Simply you can print that statement, within double quotes. If you are printing something, that you don't need to worry about it. For example, here in an algorithm or program, what you write, print within bracket. Here it goes uppercase, but Python, the keyword print, it should be lowercase. Okay, the keywords are case sensitive, so you cannot write a capital letter P. Print within double quotes, you have to enter, you can write whatever, you enter either 1 or 2. So in program you can write it. So in the print statement, within double quotes, what am I doing here? Jesus. Okay, delete this, print. Okay, within double quotes, you are sending message. That message within double quotes, you can write whatever you want. Okay, calculate this condition, whatever according to our program, you can write detail here. Okay, the algorithm, how you write print either 1 or 2, so you can write that way. Then what is the next step? You have to terminate that algorithm using keyword stop. Okay, so this is an informal way, which means pseudocode, and then you can able to write, you can you can write algorithm, right guys? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then next to move on to write algorithm or pseudocode to find the sum of first 50 natural numbers. What is the question? First, whenever you're gonna write a program or algorithm or pseudocode, just read that question twice or more than that. Try to understand what they have asked. Okay, so here what they are asking, to find the sum of first 50 natural numbers, which means they are asking you to calculate 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to, it goes up to plus 50, right? Sorry. Guys, sorry. Okay, so this is our question. So you have to add sum of first 15 numbers. Okay, let's write an algorithm or pseudocode. What is the first step? Step one is start. Start. Then what you have to do, you what you are doing, calculate sum. So step two is basically what you do, sum equal to 0, because the first step, you don't know what is going, what is the input, or what you're gonna add as per our code. So initially you have to assign some value. So I am assigning sum equal to 0. So which means the calculation equal to 0. Then next step, I'm going to assign another variable, which is called n or whatever, n equal to 0 as well. So then let's move on, how you will increment that value, or how you add, then how to print it. Okay, what is the next step? You have to increment n plus 1. So I'm using n equal to n plus 1. So what is the answer? Why I am adding here? I want to calculate from here, right? The first number, from first number. Initially, I assume the variable n equal to 0. So the next step, I am calculating n equal to n plus 1. According to this code, what is the value for n? N goes to 1. Then next step, we are calculating sum. Sum equal to sum plus n, sum plus 1, because the this one we can use, we can check the counting 1 2 3 up to 5. So that is why I'm adding. First count is 1. Okay, then let's check. Okay, what is our value here? Sum it will goes 1. Okay, then sixth step. Here I know I haven't written properly in algorithm, so I'm explaining that logic of the program. So when you write a algorithm, you have to use input or assign sum equal to 0, assign n equal to 0, then n equal to n plus 1, calculate, add, or whatever. There is a way of writing a calculation for add sum. Then you have to write it. Okay, then what is the next step? I'm checking if n equal to 50. So n equal to 50 means my process is over. If n is not 50, I'm going to calculate this step 4 and 5 again and again. Okay, right, guys? If it is true, so what I'm doing, step 7, I'm printing. Let me write print. Print sum. If it is false, and then after printing this, then we terminate that process end. So okay, imagine first step, we have passed that value n equal to 1. So okay, what is our n value? 1. Then sum equal to sum plus 1. So sum, we initially we assigned sum equal to 0. So what you get here, sum equal to 1. Now we are checking n 1 equal to 50. This condition is true or false? No, false. False means you have to repeat that step 4 and 5. So you can write a repeat, else means not true. Else repeat step 4 and 5. So which means here I have to write 7. Okay, whenever the true means print sum. Okay, one more thing, true means print sum. Okay, which means sum, then it will go print sum, and then else means repeat the steps and then end. Okay, this is the logic. So you know, if you draw a diagram and then you will, you know, you use that embossing symbol or whatever, and then true means you are printing sum, and then you just show that end. If it is false means you have to increment, so that the count is increased. So imagine say, 1 is equal to 50. This condition fails. So we are you know, skipping this statement and then we are moving here. Else repeat step 4 and 5. Okay, what is the next step? We know that n equal to 1. Then and now 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So second time it will go 2. Then sum equal to sum plus 1. We know the value of sum equal to 2. So 1. Then 1 plus 1 equal to 2. It goes to. Okay. Then and now currently what is the value of n? N is 2. We are calculating here. Where is that? N. 2 is equal to 50. This condition is true or false? No, this is false. And then again we are calculating this process until n will become 50. Then you know, we can terminate, automatically it will print that sum and then it will terminate here. Okay, you got it, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand this? Okay, that's all. This is how you know, pseudocode you can write, you know, assigning value for some, you know, assigning value for some. Sorry guys, I'm if I type you know, value for sum equal to 0, in this way you can write. Okay, so suppose if you are writing what is that, algorithm, you have to declare, you cannot write value for sum or whatever, assign yes sum equal to is 0. So the, you know, precisely you have to write it. So in a process, just you know, add add n plus 1. Then in this way you can write it. Okay, so if you are using if condition, if 1 is greater than 50, which means repeat this process or print, if it is true, print in the same way how I have written. You can write the same way, you know, in our algorithm. So if it is a pseudo code, you can explain a little bit more. You can put more words here. Okay. So then you got it right, how to write an algorithm and then a pseudo code. Then using this algorithm, you can draw a flow chart. You know, if start means there is a, you know, oval sign, then assigning value. So you just use the rectangle. Then when you process calculating here, you use that. I forgot that name. What is a symbol that you know, square? It is M Suda. What did you say, guys? Jashwant, you said Jashwant or Neelraj, you said that the symbol name, you know, it is a kind of square. This, you know, what is that? Huh? Yambus. Yambus or compass?
Compass.
Okay, I keep on forgetting. Okay, so use that symbol, and then if it is true, print a sum. If it is false, and then you have to, you know, use that arrow mark, you know, pointing to here. Then immediately the loop will start from here, and then it will execute. It will compare. Okay, unless you know, this condition fails, it can, unless this condition you know, it will repeat that process. Okay, then okay, you got it right. So you know, in Python code, how you can write, or how you gonna assign, what is a variable declaration, you gonna see all the syntax, all the formats. So what is the tuple, this is the concept. Then you can you know, properly you can write a Python code. Okay, then let's move on to writing algorithm or calculate the factorial of n number. So what is the logic of factorial of n number? So let me explain first. Okay, you have to enter any number. Imagine I am entering 5, so which means I have to calculate factorial for this number. How do you calculate? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 4 into 5. So the resultant value is the factorial of this number. So if you multiply these 5, what you get? 20 plus 360, 60 into 20, 120, right? So the factorial of 5 equal to 120. You have to write that code, algorithm or pseudocode. So this is the logic you have to apply here. So for example, I have written Python code. You can see that. Then you will write algorithm, because you don't know how to write algorithm initially for a factorial number. I will explain in a Python code. You don't need to worry about what is a for loop, how it works. I will show you. Then you can write that algorithm. Okay. First, what I am doing. I'm assigning some variable. So Python always whatever you declare, it is called as a object. Okay, we will see later. Okay, now I am assigning variable called n, and then I am using that variable must be integer, and then I'm getting input. You can write directly. You can write n equal to 5. It's not a deal. Whenever I run that code, I have to play with a different number. So what I am doing, if I run, if I assign n equals to 5, whenever I run this code, only it will calculate factorial value for n on 5 only. So I want to play next time 17, next time 120, whatever. So that is why running time I want to give data. So I'm assigning integer, and then input of within bracket, then double quotes, enter the number. Okay, after enter number, I'm what I'm doing, I'm calculating factorial. So I initially I just assign that fact equal to 1. Okay, why here what we have written, the initial value, we have assigned a 0, because we are adding something, right? So you don't need to worry about that. You can you can skip this step, and then you can directly use n equal to 1. That is adding thing. You don't need to worry about assigning 0. But when you are multiplying something, you cannot assign fact equal to 0, because whenever you multiply with something, you will get resultant value 0. So that is why I am assigning. And what I am going to do, I am going to calculate factorial of particular number. So the fact equal to, I am imagine fact equal to 1. So I'm using some other loop, for loop. I have to calculate every time. So what I'm doing for I in range, what is the meaning of range? Range means there is a two numbers between this to that, between 0 to 100, between 25 to 35. I have to calculate and then repeat that loop. Okay, so here, whenever you in Python, whenever use for I in range, so this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Python upper limit will be excluded, which means if I assign here n, what will happen? It will calculate 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. It will terminate that loop. Okay. So okay, 1 second. Sorry. The lower limit is 1, and then if I assign 5, which means this is the upper limit. Why I am assigning 5? Because no, imagine I'm going to give that value, that number will be 5. Okay, maybe 7 or whatever. Okay, I have to calculate. If I use that value 7, then how it should calculate 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into up to 7, right? Up to 7. It has to multiply every number up to 7. So suppose if I use n, so what is the n? N value I'm going to runtime, I'm going to assign that. So suppose if I assign n in Python, if you use a range for I in range, that upper limit. This is the lower limit. This is the upper limit. You cannot use that 0 here. If you use 0, you can use 2 to 3 or whatever you can use. But as per factorial, we have to find out 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Any number, maybe 112 or 123, you have to start from 1 and then multiply until that number reached. You can do reversely, 123 into 122 into, you can do that. But here for easy purpose, I'm declaring a range. Range means always from lowest list digit to upper list digit. You can, you have to calculate. If for example, rain forecast, what they say, there is a possibility of this millimeter to this millimeter. They would say that, right? That is, rainfall today, tomorrow rainfall. There is a possibility of 1 millimeter to 2 millimeter. What they saying? There is a lowest, minimum, 1 millimeter rain will, fall tomorrow. Maximum 2 centimeter or whatever. I forgot that. So always if you say range, then that is a lower limit, upper limit. Okay, keep it mind, if you are using a range, that upper limit will be excluded, which means it will calculate only 6. Okay, so that is why I am using here n plus 1. So n plus 1 means automatically it will take that 7 as well. Don't fix with 7, because whatever the number you are going to enter here while running time. Okay, so imagine you're gonna enter 7. So that is why I'm using 7 plus 1, which means the upper limit is excluded, means it will stop up to 6. I want to calculate a 7 as well, right? So that is why we are using 7 n plus 1. Okay, then next, what is the first step? Factorial equal to fact into I. Fact, what is a fact? First we calculated 1. So which means what? It will return 1 into 1. So 1 into 1 means 1. The result value will be stored here. Okay. Okay. Well, before that, I have to assign that I equal to 1. So what it will do? Okay. When compiler runs here, it will select. It will ask interpreter. It will ask that when you run this code, interpreter asks the value for n. Okay, here you have to enter that value. Imagine you are entering 7. Okay, then compiler moves on to second line. So second line, what is that? You are assigning value for factorial equal to 1. Okay, then it's nothing to do much. Then it will skip this third line. Okay, I'm putting breakpoint. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. The compiler automatically skip this line, because we have used that symbol, command symbol. It will skip this line, third line. It will go to fourth line. Fourth line, what we are doing, for I in range 1 to, we are assigning some upper limit and then lower limit. Okay, in first loop, it will assign I equal to 1. Then it will moves on to fifth line. Fifth line, what we have done, calculate factorial equal to factorial into I. So what is the factorial first value? We are assigning 1. So 1 into 1 equal to 1. So the next step, the for loop, what it will do, it will repeat until that upper limit is reached. Okay. So first time factorial is calculated. Okay, then what will happen? Factorial value will be 1. Okay, then next compiler will come second line. Okay, I will be changed with 1 to 2. Okay, second time it will be changed. Then it will calculate fact equal to, you know that current factorial value equal to 1 into second time 2. So 1 into 2 means what will happen? You will get 2, right? Okay, now the current factorial value will be 2. Okay, here what happened? It will goes to 2 because this loop will be repeated until the upper limit reached. Okay, so that is the for condition. Okay, second time factorial value equal to 2. Okay, then compiler comes to fourth line. So what is the I value? I value will be changed into 3 because in between we are using I to n plus 1. Here, you know, whenever when we run that code, we assigned that n value equal to 7. So it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. Okay. So first time it assign I equal to 1. Second time, third time it goes to 3. Okay. Then compiler moves to fifth line. Factorial equal to fact. What is the current fact value? We know that current value equal to 2. 2 into I. What is the current I? Current I is 3. So what will happen? 2 into, and it's into 2 into 3. So you will get 6. Again, the the compiler, the interpreter moves here. Okay, it will assign 6. Okay, factorial value will be assigned 6. Then it will come to here, fourth line. Okay, fourth line, it will change into 4. I equal to 4. The current I equal to 4. Again, it will move on to fifth line. Factorial equal to fact into I. What is the current fact? Fact equal to 6. I equal to current I equal to 4. Okay, then it is calculating here 6 into 4. Okay. Okay, imagine I don't want to calculate more and more. Okay, imagine whenever when I run that code, I assume n equal to 5. Okay, let me complete that process, you will understand. Okay, guys. Okay, now current I value equal to 4, then it will calculate the factorial value. Huh? புரியல. எனக்கு வேண்டாம். Oh, sorry guys. Okay, the current factorial value equal to 6 and then multiply with 4. Okay, what will get? 6 into 4. What is the resultant value? 24. Okay, then again, okay, liquid sugar. Okay, now factorial value will be 24. Again, the interpreter comes here. It will change that value 5. Okay, so 5 means the interpreter goes to here, fact equal to fact into I. What is the current fact value? Fact value is 24, right? Am I right? 24 into I. What is the current I? Current I is 5. So 24 into I, what is the resultant value? 120. Okay. Okay, then after that it will go here, it will terminate because we have done with n plus 1, then it will print that fact value, then it will terminate that loop, and then the resultant, it will print on the resultant value. Let me run this code, then you will understand. Okay, guys, you so far you understand this, right? Factorial. Come on guys, speak up. If you don't understand, I can repeat that process. Vyapinya, how about you? Danisha, Sanjay, Balaji, Shweta, just let me know. Anywhere you get confused, then I can repeat that process. Sanjay, you okay?
No doubt.
Okay,
Yes,
Danisha.
no doubt.
Danisha.
No doubt.
Okay, let me run this code. You will understand. Okay, what the heck? Okay, why there is, okay, there is a no hash tree. It's fine. Okay, let me run. See, enter the number. I'm going to enter 5 because we have calculated up to 5. Okay, then let's see. 5 factorial number, because I didn't write properly. 5 factorial value is 150. Okay, now again if I run, 5. See, the 5 factorial value is 120. So what print statement, I'm getting that variable. So whenever whatever I assigned in a starting state, so it will print that value, and then within double quotes any statement. I said any statement, any message you can pass that. So to understanding purpose, I just 5 factorial value is, then I have to print that resultant value. So what is the what we are calculating here? Factorial. So I declared that variable called fact, so I have to use that variable here, variable or object. So it will be printed, written here. Okay. So okay, now you can use this logic. You can write that pseudo code, or what is that, algorithm, or you can draw the flow chart, right guys? You can do that, right? Come on, nobody is speaking. Okay. Vyabinya, you understand the concept, and then can you write algorithm on the flow chart for this? Algorithm, what you write, input n, then fact assignment value, fact equal to 1, then there is a loop process for I in range 1 comma n plus 1, then again calculation process, slanting rectangle sign, fact equal to fact of 1, print fact, stop. That is fine. You don't need to move here or there, okay, let me write here, I will understand. Where is our factorial? Okay, when you are writing a algorithm, what is the first step? Start. Then you have to write step 1. That way you should write writing an algorithm, right? You should not write 1 and then start. Okay. You have to write step 1. In this way you have to write algorithm. Then 2 equal to what we have done here, getting input. So you don't need to worry about it is a runtime input or assigning input. Assigning input, you can assign n equal to 5 or whatever. So you are getting input, so you have to write input n or n, whatever. Then third step, what we are doing, assigning fact equal to 0. Okay, then next step, what is that? Calculating, for loop, for, yeah.
Ma'am, for Neeraj's connection is lost, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Let ask him to reconnect. We have 10 more minutes. It
Okay.
is okay. Ask him to try. Otherwise, just ask him to leave it. Okay. For
Okay, ma'am.
I in range within bracket 1 comma n plus 1, and then print fifth step. If you are writing an algorithm, print fact. Oh no, you have to use calculate, right? Fact equal to fact into I, then print fact. Then stop. That's all. See, this is the algorithm. You don't need, same way you can use the symbolic representation. It's called a flow chart. You don't need to, move from here, nothing. For loop, if you are using a for loop, it will calculate by itself. But if you are using a if condition, then you have to mention that this is true means do something. If it is false means you have to, go to step 3 or something. Instead of for loop, maybe different program, if you use if loop. So if loop means you have to mention that if I is less than or equal to 0 means, and then calculation, else you have to, repeat step 2 and 4, and then, is terminate that process. Okay, you understand, right? So for loop, you don't need to mention anything. So it will, repeat that iteration until we reach that upper limit. Okay, guys. So far you understand, right? Ah, come
Yes, ma'am.
on. Okay, then next one is, we have to calculate. Do we have time? Only 10 minutes. Okay, simple thing. We will do that. I'm sorry. Okay, now example is, you want to print that value from 1 to 10. So how do you do that? Print value from 1 to 10. So how to calculate this or write algorithm? Just, guys, tell me that, if you can, let me see, you can you do that or not. Step 1. What is the step 1? It is simple. You just try. Step 1. Yeah, anyone? Speak up. Start. Then step 2. Step 2. What we have to do? Input. You know, guys. You there? I think you all there. Okay. Let me tell you the concept. Input low value n equal to 0 or whatever n equal to 1. What we are asking, print value from 1 to 10, which means you have to print, check, assign any variable n equal to 1, and then you have to print that statement. Then next one is, you have to add n equal to n plus 1. So then, after that you have to check, okay, before, n equal to n plus 1, you have to check n is less than or equal to 10, because we are using 10. So 10 should be, 10 also, print that, it should also return. So if, 10 is included, you have to use if, what is that? What variable you are using? N is less than or equal to 10. Then, it will repeat that process. N equal to n plus 1. Okay, you understand, right? N equal to n plus 1. Okay, if it is, n is, okay, here equal to, if n equal to 10, then you are, terminating that loop. Okay, so this is the logic. Just to try to write a code, write an algorithm. You understand this logic or not? What I am saying, print values from 1 to 10. So which means you have to assign any low value for counting purpose. Then you have to print that. Okay, imagine n is less than or equal to 10. So 10 is a upper limit, yeah, n is a lower limit. See here. So this condition is true, means what you have to do, print, then, count equal to count plus 1. Okay, so n count means it increment that, 1. Okay, so for example, n equal to less than or equal to 10. This condition is true, means what we are doing, print n, and then we are, every time we want, print that value. So that is why I'm using print right away. Then I'm incrementing n value. So you can use however you declare, the same way you are doing. Okay, I declare n small letter, so I should use them. Okay, print n, then it will repeat that process. It will go to here, this condition. If n is less than or equal to, 10, this condition, is fails, what will do? Come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? If n is, less than or equal to 10, so imagine n equal to 1. So n is less than or equal to 1. Yes, it is true, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to assign that, first step you have to assign n equal to 0 or 1. Okay, check it. F n is less than or equal to 1. Oh, yeah, this is less than. Then we are printing that n and then incrementing that value n equal to n plus 1. Then it will goes to 2. For the second time, n will goes to 2. And then it will repeat this process n equal to 2 less than or equal to 10. Imagine n equal to 10. What will happen? Okay, this condition is failed. 10 is less than or equal to 10, this condition is true. If it is fails, then you have to go to stop statement. Okay, so this is the logic until n this condition true means you have to print this n and then increment that n and then move on to here. So this is the way you have to draw flow chart, and then you can write algorithm or pseudocode. So you understand that concept, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, you can use if condition or while condition. While condition is also same thing like a for loop. There is a count is less than or equal to whatever. Print the same thing. Only the condition name is different. Okay, so you can in pseudocode you can write it. You can write a hash, put hash symbol if it is fails, and then go repeat that as step 2, or this is step 2. This line is step 2, and then this line goes to step 3. Within you can use that hash symbol, and then if it is true fail, fail, and then terminate that. What is that? Terminate that process. You can write whatever you want. Okay. So this is a very simple algorithm, or you can draw a flow chart, right? You can draw that, right? I can draw. I don't want to draw here because I'm struggling with, taking symbol and other thing. It doesn't look nice. You guys can draw it and then write that. Input low value and then high value. Imagine low value is 1 and then high value is equal to 10, and then use that while low value count equal to 1, and then count is less than or equal to high, print count, print n or print n plus 1, and then repeat that process. If you are using a while loop or for loop, you don't need to mention repeat this or that. What we have seen in for loop, so it will repeat that process until all iteration is completed. Okay, so if you are using if, then only you have to mention repeat step 2 and step 3 or whatever. Okay, so far okay, right? I will explain some other small program in the next class. Yeah, how to check a prime number. What is the logic of prime number, and then how do you write a algorithm or flow chart. Then you can easily write a Python code. Okay, so now I hope everyone clear about the logic of finding factorial, right? So how you write, and then how the program is working, how the iterations are going on, right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, do this one. Yesterday I asked you to write a pseudocode or flowchart for what did I ask? I asked one question, right? Draw a flowchart for this and that. Okay, Celsius to Fahrenheit. I gave that expression, and then you have to draw for that. Only one person sent me. Others, I don't know. Just do WhatsApp. Okay, you don't need to log in. Google Classroom, and then do attach a file. So just write an algorithm for printing that this one, print value from 1 to 10 flowchart, and algorithm. And then same thing, calculate a Celsius to Fahrenheit. You write a pseudocode for that, and then flowchart. Okay, so this is 2 assignment. Monday you have to send me. No, not Monday. Today or tomorrow you have to send me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
It's already 11:30. I cannot take another code. I will explain small programs. This chapter is very important. Okay, maybe I will make sure one more time. This algorithm and flowcharts are not included in your final exam. I'm not sure, but it is better to learn. Okay, so whenever I conduct test, I will include this one algorithm and then flowchart, not programming life cycle. Okay, yesterday I have given 7 steps of programming life cycle analysis. That why I gave you have to get to know what is programming life cycle, how you gonna create and then analyze. As a computer student, you have to know. Okay, that is why I have taken yesterday. So in the test, any test, I won't ask a programming life cycle, but I will ask, algorithm, flow chart, and then pseudocode, everything I will, I will ask. Okay. So in October 17th, 20th, you are going to write a full test. After that, you will get 1 week, I think, holiday or something. So in that test, I will include all these. Write a pseudocode. And there is a trace number. There is a way of finding trace table or something. So I will ask. I will take Monday or Tuesday how to find out using a trace table. I will ask in the question. Okay, remind it. Okay, but it is excluded for me. According to our syllabus, it is excluded. But I don't want to skip this chapter. It is really helpful for you. The small programs how to write. So that is why I am intentionally including these topics. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm winding up. See you on Tuesday. Check Monday. I will update that weekly test report. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.